Number time. Oh, gee, baby, I have 2 words for you. United.
Oh, my God.
God, it feels like 2 words.
Is that 2 words?
Are you okay?
It feels like 2 words today.
What
I mean,
word?
if you are the CEO, you're in your office going, donation, keep trash. Donation, keep trash. Because you're out.
Yeah.
Don't they get rid of this guy for no reason?
You said it on the show here. He talks out both sides of his mouth on this. Today, it's this guy was not at fault, which I can't believe he actually answered. That was like a really bad question to answer.
I know.
But the memo he sent out just yesterday to his employers was, you guys did everything right. This guy was disruptive. He was the problem. Like, which one is it? He absolutely has to go.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't truly. I mean, I have to look at what Wall Street analysts are saying about this. Not that they're always right, but I don't see these kind of things as having long-term damaging effects on publicly traded companies. I think people's memories are short. I think they can get over this. I mean,
And once
United,
they get on Expedia and see the lowest price on United, you think it will matter?
No.
United is an international carrier. Okay, first of all, they're a major business carrier, which means large corporations are locked into using them.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you have to worry about so much mom and pop saying, I'm not going to fly United. It doesn't necessarily hurt them in the long term. Look, the stock at one point was losing, I think,
over $1 billion.
I think over $1 billion in market cap. At the end of the day, down $200 million. So it was like everybody was like, and then it was knee-jerk reaction, and then
I want to go back to Ebony's point, if I may.
Or no?
The guy, I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
No, I was just having the, like, how do you buy the stock conversation with Sandra. It's not, it's not important.
Don't trade stock.
Please go on.
I think that an apology is an apology. I mean, if once he gets to the final place where he's supposed to be, much like Sean Spicer and the whole, gas, Hitler never used poison gas.
Oh, God.
I mean, which is an absurdity. I understand how Spicer went down the wrong track. He was thinking in terms
that
of
was handled much differently.
weapons. I think no, it was a modest apology followed by a medium apology followed by an abject apology, just like Munoz.
You're just talking
United.
from a PR standpoint, not the actual.
Yeah, he
facts
finally
of
got to the
case.
right place. Let him keep his job.
So with Munoz, though, don't you just kind of kill the story altogether if you get rid of him? Like if I'm
United,
United,
That's
like,
what I
like there is some lady
But
called
why,
United.
Harris? Because of his handling of it, or
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it happened?
Nope.
Because of his handling.
Because of his handling of it.
What didn't you like?
The cover-up. Not the crime, the cover-up. I didn't like the way that yesterday he had enough facts to know the difference between right and wrong. It wasn't whether or not this guy got on and he threw a punch. That was not it. He knew what his own employees had done. He knew the bottom line of the fact that they should have kept from boarding
If you work
everybody.
for a company and you think that you are acting on your boss's on what you were supposed to do, and your boss takes your side and says, you know what,
It was more than
she
taking
did what
sides.
was asked
he
of her.
He called the man names. He handled this from a PR standpoint all wrong, and he's the top of the food chain. Then he flips the switch the next day and sets them up for giving out money.
Because
I mean,
the guy
this
was
guy's
a
costing
jerk.
you money on both ends of the deal.
The
Get rid of
passenger,
it.
I don't know.
the
I think
passenger
you're
was a jerk.
quick to judge him.
He really was. He was. He totally.
From what we're reading, the passenger was a jerk. Yes.
He was. He behaved like a
child.
total drunken fraternity boy.
But I think that can
something's
be
going
true,
on.
and it still could have been handled better.
I agree. Of course,
They're not
it
mutually
could have easily
exclusive.
been.
He could have been a
They're not
complete
mutually
sketchy doctor. They're not
exclusive.
mutually exclusive, and this guy is a problem for United.
You never
I
give
wanna-
someone
I
a
wanna
boarding
get this-
pass and let them on the plane if they're not going to.
I mean,
Forcibly take
I
them
think
off
it's
like
a
that.
cultural problem. It was flying in general, and you know more about the corporate and monetary reasons and regulating reasons why it is like that. But it makes me so sad. We all travel all the time, and it makes me so sad that it has to be such a deeply miserable experience, which is why I drink on planes.
I totally relate to you. My young protege.
All right, I believe the whole story is not out yet. This is MMM 65. It is hard for me to believe that just started. That they just started grabbing that guy. What did the man do to the security guards? Did he raise his hands to hit security? Wait until the whole story emerges. Good day, Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
We love the Marines, but I mean, you had a situation there where fellow passengers were horrified in real time.
Yeah.
That
They
one
were
lady
saying,
who was
"What are you
screaming."
doing to the guy? How can you do?" I mean,
That
so
one
you know
lady.
that they were being excessive. I mean, he was a jerk, but they were being.
I will tell you what I would have done had I been on that plane. I would have gotten off because I would have said, "This is a blank storm, and we all know enough about the media. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be interviewed about it." I would have gotten off and figured something else out.
Enter the tour
Period.
typo I referenced earlier, Geraldo. Those are potentially some claims for emotional distress. distress. Potentially,
God.
potentially.
Oh, listen to you. Well, you know what, though? You
Spoken
and
like
Ebony...
the Lord.
You mean the other passengers decided?
Commercial
Yeah.
break, and I want our viewers here online to hear what you guys are talking about. So no matter what happened in this guy's past, because it is shady and some of it is illegal, what he was doing with drugs.
He
and
lost his
Masons,
medical
but
license.
yeah.
attendant.
I also
mean,
just
it was
don't like
disgusting.
defying the orders of a police officer.
But all of that
that's another
guaranteed, you
story.
say that will be why this guy settles, because of his shady past
he
and
won't-
illegal
right.
past.
He doesn't want to try.
It's pretty intense, his past, I have to, I mean.
But regardless of the only reason the past is relevant is did they know it? Did that influence his erratic and very dramatic behavior later? Yeah. I mean, is this a character flaw? Is this guy really a marginal
Did he have a propensity for violence?
sociopath?
Did they know
right,
it? All that kind of stuff.
all that.
And so some of it, by the way, wouldn't even be admissible at trial anyway.
But to dig him out of that seat was like pathetic.
Some people like to drink before they watch Outnumbered. What?
Outnumbered's on real early.
It's-
Hilarious.
We use the two fists. If the sun is
Actually,
two
it's
fists
5
above the
o'clock in some
horizon, you
parts
can
of
drink.
Europe.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
So you
No,
have to
I
have
really,
that.
it's the only way I get through long flights now is I just get some Jack Daniels and a good movie. And
It's always
deal with
noon
it.
someplace.
Yeah.
Explain
I want
this
to fly with Megan.
One of our viewers
I have
says...
made some good friends on flights. I
How'd you
have
go
to
to Jack
say.
Daniels?
I've
You come
always,
from tequila
I
country.
drink Budweiser and Jack Daniels.
Together?
I'm a woman of simple.
Like,
Sometimes.
Yeah.
like
Why are we
why
talking
do
about
you
me
keep
drinking on
saying-
LT?
Why do you keep saying it was overbooked? The United flight was not overbooked. It was sold out. Big difference. B.E. Adson. What's the difference?
Well, if it's overbooked, it's more evidence of absolute incompetence on United's part.
But they overbook them
filled
all
it-
the time.
But they overbook them all the time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and the whole idea that the 4 passengers were being replaced by United employees is especially egregious. It's not like you had 4 little infants who were being separated from their families or minors traveling
Right.
alone or any civilians with higher priority. You had 4 United employees, so it was for the convenience of the company that the man was being extracted from the plane. So I think it's a shady premise to begin with that they're taking
that's a-
paid seated passengers off, and the way they did it, I think, was totally
So
excessive.
if they had not boarded the flight and taken away
Right.
seats and given money out and not embarrassed people, perhaps,
Yeah.
maybe those 4 employees would have just gotten on and nobody would have even known the difference.
You know
Because
how
if
you-
they give you enough money, I guess you'll
You
still
take your
walk away.
ticket, you put your ticket, she scans it on the computer, or he or she, the
Yeah.
gate attendant, and it goes beep, you get a green light, you walk on. If you've already made your random selection and you got to get 4 passengers off, you put the thing on before you get on the plane, and instead of green, it flashes red. I'm sorry, sir, there must be some problem with there. Do you mind going down to the desk over
look at
there?
that.
And so before you get on board, you do that.
You should
don't
be in charge of this for all those.
No, like
Better-
PR/Attorney Fest.
Yeah.
Jen Duvall says, I'm a flight attendant for a major U.S. carrier. What happened was not okay. The passenger should have complied with instructions. So Sandra's bringing up, there were
Yeah.
police officers who showed up with the aviation
Unidentified,
security.
by the way, so you wonder if they said we are the police or if he just thought that they
Oh.
were airline workers.
Oh.
That's what I mean. There's so much
Wow.
more to this
And
story.
you, by the way,
Might
should
have.
be a lawyer because even yesterday you were like, we don't know all the facts. We don't know everything that's
Well,
going on.
and it's true. I think there's going to be a lot more to come out of
If you
this.
fly out of
There is.
LaGuardia, you pine for the airport in Kabul, Afghanistan, because war-torn Afghanistan,
I
you have a
know.
better airport
It's
than
so
you do at
bad.
LaGuardia.
It's LaGarbagia.
Yeah, LaGuardia. You walk
You know
a
they're
mile
doing
to the
a huge
tab.
billion-dollar redo. It might not be a billion, but it's hundreds of
It won't be
billions
done in my lifetime.
I still think
Billions of dollars.
Atlanta's the worst.
So Dominic,
Oh my
it goes
God!
forever.
says,
You have
What
to
do you
walk
call it?
I think to get to heaven or hell, you have to go through the Atlanta airport. It's
Hartsville, yeah.
purgatory.
Oh, Atlanta.
It's just because you have
that's
to
rough.
go on the
so far.
shuttles and you
Yeah.
have
I've
to
been
walk a
stuck
million
there
miles.
with 2 tiny babies. I had a
Oh, my
newborn
God.
and a toddler,
And
we
how
had
many
to stay
carry-ons?
in the airport hotel there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was a nightmare. They didn't
God.
have any fresh milk. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there had been twisters that went through. It was horrible. It was really awful.
So what'd you give them, like coffee mate? What'd you give them?
Yeah, you give your children.
No, I mean, we had to actually, I had a little bit of formula powder, and we just had to stretch it out.
Oh,
it was
my
really
God.
hard.
God.
usually they have it on, like, even if you're in coach, you can ask first class.
Oh, no, they had deboarded
Done it
us.
many times.
This was in the hotel as part of the structure.
Oh, you would
okay.
deboard it
I'm telling
for
you.
weather reasons.
Yeah.
If you are stranded in an
Yeah, they
airport,
wouldn't let us sit on the tarmac.
I have been stranded for like 7 hours recently going to LA.
Oh.
Go to the airport bar, buy everybody around, put everybody in a good mood. I do this often. I'm not joking. It
I
makes
do
life
that for
a
my
lot
babies.
easier.
That sounds
I
like
just
right.
saying, I'm the best person in situations like
okay,
that.
Dave Don 67.
I want to bump into Megan in an airplane.
Dave Don 67 says, how should they have taken this guy off the plane? He was a jerk. How does this set precedent for removing anyone from a flight again?
Did you see Airplane, the movie?
Yes.
That's what you do. You ever come up to slap him, the nun will come slap him, the boxer will punch him.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.